Hey everybody, welcome to the Boomband Showcase. I'm your host, Jeff Taylor. We got a great set of guests today. I can't wait to jump right in. Let's go. Hey everybody, welcome to the Boomband Showcase. I'm Jeff Taylor and I'm your host. I want to introduce Madison. Madison is our sidekick and she's interviewed all of you, and she's going to be kind of sharing her thoughts and kind of getting you introduced to everybody. We have a mystery guest with us today. And we will reveal this mystery guest at the end, but he is actually listening and he may ask some questions. So I want to make sure we welcome him as well. We have a opportunity here, like to show our personalities, right? One of the challenges with the whole job search process, it's a pile of resumes and digital exchanges. You never get a chance to say, hey, I'm Jeff Taylor, or hey, I'm Janice, or Alan, or Morgan. So let's get started. Madison, do you want to do some quick introductions?
Absolutely, Jeff. Thanks so much. We have three great players joining us today. First, we have Janice Mahoney. Janice is joining us from Groton, Massachusetts, or as she likes to call it, the Wood Country. She is a customer service success manager. However, she has an extensive sales and account manager background as well. We have Alan Roush. Alan is joining us from Los Angeles. However, he's a proud New Yorker, and he is a senior technical writer. And finally, we have Morgan Lavery. Morgan is a creative director and technology strategist. He's based in Las Vegas. However, today he's joining us from Thailand. So it's really cool to have you all the way from Thailand today, Morgan. We're so excited to get to know more about all three of you, and welcome to the showcase.
Awesome. Morgan, what time is it there?
It's pretty late. It's about 1 a.m., but feeling super well rested and super excited to dive in with you guys.
All right. I appreciate you taking the time in the middle of the night to come on the showcase.
This is the first time we've had someone international zooming in for this. So it's exciting.
Right. Yeah, totally. And we have an LA New Yorker, which I think is cool, and somebody from the backwoods of Massachusetts, right? So, at this point in the show, I want to give you a chance to just kind of show your personality a little bit. I have two questions. I'll lay them out. The first one is like, what's one word that describes your job search process? What are you feeling right now? And the other we'll get to is your superpower. And so let's start right out with what's that one word? And Janice, I'm going to start with you.
Soul crushing. How's that for a word? I've been working in sales for over 20 years. And recently this April, I got laid off due to a complete reorganization of the corporate company in customer success. And so that led me to the job market that we're in, which is very, very tough at this point. Connected with a lot of people that I know and didn't think of anything of it. Oh, I'll just get right back on there. Applied to a number of positions and great interviews, 2 or 3 interviews, got all the way to the final. And then you get the email that says, we had a lot of candidates but we have to, unfortunately, we're going to select some other candidates. So that to me, I was not expecting. I haven't really been actively a job seeker since 20 years ago when last time was at monster.com, Jeff. So
cool.
It's been a long time. And definitely it's given me the point where I'm looking for my ideal role as customer success manager. I am, willing to work a full-time position, love to be hybrid or remote. And it's just finding that connection, that sense of purpose with that company. And to me, so it's definitely been soul crushing. But I've been teaching myself that to be resilient, and you got to get right back on the horse. I give myself a day of that pity party, and you got to keep looking. You got to keep forward.
That's great.
And
you got to get up that next day,
and that it will come.
Right. Great. All right. Well, we're going to talk some more about this. I know this is a challenge that a lot of people face. Alan, give us your word.
I would say that my word for the job search is confusing. I've always worked in volatile industries where layoffs were a possibility. So as a professional requirement, I kind of had to keep up with job search strategies because of the possibility that I would end up looking for one. but I've never seen the rules changing this fast or the level of confusion as to what job search strategies actually work now, and especially the jobs themselves are changing so fast. Skill requirements are changing. Companies are requesting levels of skills that very few people have. They're looking for unicorns, well, people who have these exact bullet pointed lists of requirements, and not actually talking to people to see what they can actually do. And it becomes very difficult. They will ask you to do 1 week long projects that might not necessarily relate to what the job is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And
Do
it
you
gets
think that's
very
fair
confusing.
when somebody asks you to do a 1 week project in the interview process?
Oh, I say, if you're really good at something, I really believe you should never do it for free.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me to do a 1 week long project on the possibility of getting an interview or something, I say, I'd be delighted to do that. Here is my hourly rate.
Yeah.
If you're going to ask me to do
or
work,
maybe, Alan,
you should be paying for it.
Suggest an alternative. I'm willing to work, do a couple of hour project. That seems more fair. What do you think? Just start to have a culture conversation with your organization that you're thinking about. See if they're a good alignment with you. Because if they say no, a week project is really what we expect in this process, then you may say this company maybe isn't for me. Morgan, what's your word?
Yeah, I'd say that my word is evolving. I describe my job search as, something that's constantly evolving, not only because very much like Janice, I haven't really had to look for a new job for almost 15 years now, but the market's also shifting, right? I've adapted kind of not by only refining what I'm looking at in terms of roles, but how I'm positioning myself to be a good candidate for employers. That coupled with, AI and a lot of the different ways that I think that my resume comes across people's desks is definitely an interesting thing. I've found that what I first was doing was applying with just one general resume that I didn't think was working very well. So then I started tailoring my resume to each company that I was applying to, which has been a little bit more successful. But really, the only thing that's been actually getting me interviews has been referrals, right? So I've been reaching out to my network and trying to see if there's any mutual connections on LinkedIn, or even reaching out and just messaging people on Facebook, or messaging people that have been in maybe the same industry as me and saying, hey, do you know anyone that's hiring? What are you guys doing now, et cetera? So it's constantly evolving the way that I am trying to cast my net and find my next place. And I think that's a great way to describe it.
That evolution seems like a really good way to look at it, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about how you put AI on your resume. You said that was interesting. And then also that idea of customizing your resume for every job. You want to be careful about that because you want to make sure that you're being honest about your background. But I think it is good to try to make those alignment adjustments when you're actually applying for a specific job. Let's talk a little bit about your superpower, and let's see how we can get these two things to work together. Alan, why don't I start with you this time around? And what I mean by a superpower is, what is something that you feel really stands out, a way that you approach life that may be different than other people, something you could bring to the table?
Well, I've been a professional writer for a long time, and if I had to pick out one superpower, it would be the power of translation. I tend to be a systems level thinker. I'm very good at understanding systems and understanding how they work and translating those in terms to people who may not be technical, who may not understand the actual system, and teaching people not only how to use a particular system, but why they would want to, the benefits that they can get out of it. When I was working for a financial services company, the idea behind the documentation I produced was not just to tell them how to use financial technology software, but why they would want to use particular features to maximize their own financial benefits, to help them become better managers of their own money.
Yeah. It's interesting, your power of translation with your concept of the market is confusing. It's like you need to be your own translator in this process, right? Morgan, let me come to you.
Yeah, I'd say that my superpower is translating vision into execution. I've got a proven ability to, see the big picture, design a strategy, and then actually build a team and or technological systems to deliver it. Lots of people that I've worked with, they're either, type A or type B. They're either very zeros and ones, or they're really great with working with people. And I'd say that I've got a really great mix of doing both of that, right? So being adaptive and being able to work with a variety of teams and really, working with a variety of technologies and understanding the general scope and the scale of things to get things across the finish line.
Yeah, great. Two translators, slightly different in what your roles are. Janice, how about you?
I'd have to say building genuine relationships. I can, when I'm on the phone talking to a customer, I'm on site, I really have the ability to communicate in a warm, genuine integrity with persistence. I kind of like to I have a curiosity factor. I just ask a lot of questions. And I think that it comes across that I have a sense of caring nature. I genuinely want to help their day and their business needs and their business outcomes. So to me, and it's also important to have that human factor and learn more about that person. And I think that genuinely comes across, and you just naturally develop a real strong relationship with that person. You being their advocate, and it will, that sustains a long time, especially when you're working with existing customers and building that relationship for, sustainability.
What's exciting about this is it sounds like you're a giver and
Yes,
that you're building those relationships. And now that you're out of work, maybe it's time to go to that bank and draw those relationships back out to help you.
Exactly.
And so I think that may be an important kind of confidence builder for you as some people go out to their network